Alright, another day. You guys saw these yesterday. Wrecked Accord, Mustang, dropping these off today. And yeah, we got screwed on the third load because yeah, something happened, and I don't want to get into it, but yeah, not gonna throw anybody under the bus, but the person we relied on to get that last load could not get a hold of, and yeah, I guess we don't have a third one. So I'm gonna head home now, which means I'm gonna drop these two off in Virginia and New Jersey, and I'm done. So that means we would have made $39.50 in 5 days. I left Tuesday night, I'm home Saturday night. So let's get out of here. Just went and did my pre-trip and everything, and we'll go from there. I'm just ready to get home. Cold start this thing. Let's see, what is the temperature outside? Oh, it is 55 degrees. She'll start right up. It'd be cold outside though. This is one of the drawbacks to putting your blanket on the inside, your window cover. Yeah, this always happens. We're almost here. We're like 2 minutes away. It's gonna be fun because we gotta reverse snatch block the car off, and I gotta pull the Mustang back on. So, also we're having trailer brake issues again, so it's going into overload mode and completely cutting out the brakes. So when I get home, I gotta figure out how to fix that. So I'm gonna check the magnets in the first one, and then I'm gonna readjust the back 4 brakes. So, but I'm gonna do that tomorrow, not today. All right, so he said he's going to be here in a little bit. So I'm gonna get like 3 of the straps off of this a while, and then I'm gonna leave the 4th one on. I don't know if he said, kind of hard to understand. I didn't know if he said we were gonna undo it and he was gonna pull it off, or if we could just take it off like Copart did. I don't know what equipment they have here. So basically I'm just gonna go through, take all the straps off a while, wrap them up, make them nice, because I do want to be home at a reasonable time today. No, he said give him about 10 minutes, he'll be here. I told him in between 1 and 1:30, and he took that as, oh yeah, he thought I'd be here at 1:30. I was like, well, somewhere in between there. All right, so my logic was I took 3 off of this one and 1 off of that one and put them away, so that when I pull into the lot, once he gets here, I'll be able to take those 3 straps off and this strap off, and I've already got the 4 put in the box, put that one on this guy after I back it down and take this one off. So that's kind of my logic there. So yeah, we're just waiting on them, and I said 10 minutes. I think it's been like 10 minutes. So I said you can't miss me. Green Mustang. This is a big divot though. That last guy, he scraped the shit out of the back of his wedge trailer coming out. All right, so we're gonna back down, come up, and then back straight in. So we'll see how this goes. All right, we made it. Always making me do strange backing, but we got it. See if the Mustang will start. I don't like the shifter. Oh yeah. I get to try out these new cables. Super excited about this. We'll see if these actually work, or if this was a bad idea or not. Trial and error. Look at that. So yes, at some point the plan is to have a plug for this. So you see how close that is? And then bam, we'll just put a connector right on there. Until then, it's jumper cables. But that actually should work nicely. Let's see how the truck reacts to it. All right, so this whole thing, yeah, for some reason it didn't work at all. So we'll have to check into that as to why it doesn't work. But I'll figure that out later. He's got equipment to get this shit out, so. All right, this is why you always test things before you leave. So, winch doesn't work. So I'll do some diagnosing on that later, but we'll be able to get it. Oh, I wish I could film this out there. We basically put a rope from one of his cars to the other. Good? Oh, too hard of a start. All right, we're doing this again. Hook got caught on the steering wheel, so the hook got caught on the trailer. So let's see, where's he at? This works well, actually. It's working pretty good. He's got a block back there, so every time we get so far, we move it back a little further. It's a shit show, don't get me wrong, but at least we'll have it done. Never move until you can see your spotter. All right, here she is. So she done, gone. Just gotta give him his paperwork and get out of here. Unfortunately, we're just gonna leave this ratchet or the strap behind because we broke a ratchet and this strap is stuck and it's not worth my time to save it. So I have plenty of spares. And slight damage to the license plate bracket, which I'm gonna redo that once the trailer's actually mine anyway. So we'll go from there, but I'm gonna pull out now, load the Mustang up, then we're gonna head to New Jersey. Yeah, so let's get out of here. All right, we are done. We finally got dropped off. So I lost a ratchet and a strap in the crossfire, but it doesn't matter. So when we get out of here, we got about 4 hours and 15 minutes until drop. Goodness, it's gonna be a while till we drop, and I probably need to get fuel at some point. So you guys will also hear that down here, trailer's gonna scrape something fierce. Not looking forward to that. 2 hours and 9 minutes I've been here. That's awful. Fucking, I need to get the winch fixed. I don't know why it's not working. It had power, but I don't know. No idea. I hate this. Look at this little down divot. You guys are gonna hear this. Just wait. Drop tonight, and I guess that's not gonna happen. Guess we're heading home because the place that we were supposed to drop at, they did not tell us that you can't drop on Saturday, so definitely gonna have to charge a little bit more for that. Don't know like what the stipulation's gonna be, but I can't drop tonight. I don't have enough time on the logbook now because they've waited like an hour now to give me the call back, and it's either I go home or I run out of time on the logbook. So nothing I can really do. I have 2 hours and 20 minutes until I'm home, and I have 4 hours and 35 minutes on the logbook. So that'll leave me with 2.5 hours left, but when I'd really need 3.5 hours. So not gonna happen. And I'm not dropping it Monday then. I'd drop it Tuesday, because Tuesday is when I'm gonna find more loads to go back down. So whatever. Hopefully record it. So we had a question. Now this question has come up a lot too. So I kind of want to go over, I did respond, Chris asked a question, so I want to go over it. Basically he said, what percentage of your time and costs are paying just for the equipment and overhead expenses? So how many days a week, hours, and miles do you have to work just to break even? Then at what point are you deferring your 1099 earnings into a 401k? So, to break this question down, time and costs are you paying, what percentage of time and costs are you paying just for the equipment? So, this is a hard one to look at because at the end of the day, and I'll break this down at the end and explain why I look at it this way, but as for time and cost, the cost isn't a ton to maintain the equipment. It's, you know, there is time that goes into it, but in my case, my time maintaining my equipment brings you guys content. So to me, it's worth it just to, you know, to work on it myself, whereas for somebody else, it might make more sense for them to pay it. And then, you know, all the overhead expenses. Now again, my overhead expenses aren't that much. I pay $250 a week for the trailer, which will be paid off in 6 months, as I mentioned earlier, and the truck pretty much taken care of. It's the loan payments from my old business that I need to get taken care of. I have like 20 grand to get taken care of. I have, you know, all the 24 grand in legal fees. I owe 12 of that, which will be paid off here in a couple weeks. And then I got to pay another 6 grand of taxes for this year. So I'm working on that as well. But in the meantime, I'm setting money aside and still investing my money as it comes in, but that's not the whole point. So basically, yeah, how much percentage of your time and costs are just paying for the equipment? You guys see how I run. Right now I'm running 6 days out, 3 days home. Now, my goal right now, I'm trying to get it to 5 days out and 2 days home. I want to work Tuesday to Saturday, be home Saturday night, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday morning, and then roll out. So the reason I do that is because I can use Monday to kind of search for loads and whatnot and do my maintenance, and it just all around works for me. So 5 days out, 2 days home, yada yada. Now, is that worth it to you? Maybe not, maybe it is, who knows? But to finish on this question, how many hours and miles do you have to work just to break even? So I'll take 3 cars down. I always get a minimum of $3,000 to go down. It takes me 1 day to pick 3, 1 day to drive, and 1 day to drop, and then swing to the next 3 that I'm gonna take up, okay? And I'm still figuring out the ups, so the ups are not perfect at all. I tell you, Florida rates suck. I'm still learning the ups. So I'll drive, I'd like to say 2,800 miles a week at most. I'd like to, like, that's the number that I'm thinking of in my head. I'm pretty sure, like, I'd say at most it's 1,400 miles down, 1,400 miles back. I can't see going over that. So to break even, that trip down has already more than paid for my overhead expenses. Whatever comes back up is just, you know, the icing on the cake, which I'm trying to figure that out. But say on average, say you take a $4,000 a week, okay? I pay my company 15%. If I dispatched it myself, I get back 3%. And if I deposited that money for them, I get an extra 2%. So that would be 10% potentially is all I'm paying. And right now, my insurance is $100 a week, but it will be going up next week or the week after. It went up drastically. It's like $270 a week, something like that, a little over $1,000 a month. So basically, I'll pay my company $300 a week and 15% of the load. Now that insurance rate is so much cheaper than if I were to go get my own authority right now. But that's basically the number. So 15% and $300 a week, so $1,200 a month, give or take. Then you have to look at your fuel bill. My fuel bill on a normal week before the fuel prices have gone up the past couple weeks. But usually I wasn't spending much more than $700 a week on fuel. So if you take out, on a $4,000 a week, take out 15%, $3,600 minus another $300 minus, say, $800 for fuel right now max. That leaves you $2,500 in your pocket. That's what I'd end up taking home. But obviously I'm not keeping all that money. What I do is I distribute that money between a couple of accounts. I have a home bills account that generally YouTube takes care of, but I'm gonna start contributing to that from the trucking money. I have a savings account and I have a main checking account. So between all 3 of those, and then I also have investment apps where I have other money that is stored. That's simply that, it's just investing. That's basically that. He also had asked if I contribute any of my money to a 401k. I do not, and it might sound crazy, but the way that I look at it is the government has screwed over way too many old retired people that have worked their entire lives, and now you're entitled to $800 and some a month. No, I refuse to do that. I will have my money, the plan is to be debt-free next year doing this, and I'll go over this in a second too. The plan is to be debt-free next year in doing this, and that's basically it. From then on, I will be saving literally as much money as physically possible, but I will be spending enough to cover my tax write-off so that I don't have to pay taxes on it. If you have a good accountant, most of the people I know that do this really don't have to pay much, if anything, in taxes because they end up breaking even. But the two things I need to mention here. One, this is not a 9-to-5 job. This is a lifestyle. This is something you do because you enjoy it. This is something that you do because you have a better life now than you did before working elsewhere. Before I started this, I was doing my mobile mechanic stuff, and I worked at UPS. They were paying $28 an hour, and I will tell you for a fact that I am making more money now, taking home physically more, than I was when I worked at UPS making $28 an hour. So, that being said, I have a lot better of a life now. I'm happy, I'm a lot less stressed, I don't have to worry about a boss. I literally, right now, am working on building my life up. And that's the end goal. This is a stepping stone. Do I plan on ever getting out of hauling with a pickup truck? Maybe, maybe not. Do I ever plan on going to a semi? I don't know. You don't know what the future's gonna hold, you just don't. So use this as an opportunity to grow your life, build your life. This isn't a 9-to-5 job where you're like, oh, is this worth doing? That's not how it works. It is a good question, so I'm not like saying anything bad about anybody. I appreciate the question because I've gotten this question a lot. Is the time worth it? And honestly, it is worth it. If you enjoy doing this, it is 100% worth it. It's giving me the life that I want, and it's the reason that I will be debt-free, and it's also the reason that I was able to pay that $24,000 in legal fees. Obviously, I got to pay the other 12, in a couple weeks. But right now, it's the reason I can afford all that. Now, you have your hiccups along the way. It happens. I got hit by a semi in a parking spot. Okay, I settled on $7,000 because I just wanted that money now and I could fix my truck. Okay, I took a month off. I fixed my truck. Yes, it cost me more to do that, but I did get to spend time with my family, and I still got to put out YouTube videos, so I still get paid from that. Yes, the analytics plummeted from doing that, but I got to spend a lot of time with my family, and that was worth it more than anything. At the end of the day, I'm out a lot of money from it, but again, life's not always all about the money. Sometimes you gotta enjoy your life and sit back and just relax, and sometimes you just gotta say it is what it is. So, my future plans, I wanna be debt-free, I want my CDL, and I wanna start my own company back again. But this time I wanna do it right, and I'm not using credit at all for any of it. I don't care how slowly my company grows, I will not be using credit unless I have the money physically to buy it, and then maybe I'll finance half, but I will not get myself into debt again. Everything I have, I do not live above my means. I can go out and buy a brand new truck if I wanted to, pending they'll let me with the credit. I can afford that. Do I want to do that? No, because I don't live above my means. I'm happy where I'm at now, and I know in time I will grow because of the career choice that I chose. And yes, you can call it that if you wish. So I consider this more of a career and something that, a stepping stone that is going to build further onto my life. So sorry this took a little bit longer to explain, but it was a really good question and I really wanted to go over it for you guys that are thinking about, do you want to get into it? Do you not want to get into it? Also, I'm going to point a lot of you guys in the direction of Benny, because he's Hotshot Benny. Go check him out, because he's been doing a lot of videos on lately of things that will actually help you. And he stated it even in one of his previous videos. He's only mentioned the money to get your attention, but it's a lot more than just the money. So go out there and check out his videos if you have advice on like freight hauling and is it worth it to get into it at this point in time. Go check some of his videos out. Feel free to go. I started a playlist, how to get into hotshot trucking. If you have other questions that you want me to fill you in on, let me know. I'm still learning myself, and anytime that I find new information, I put that out to you guys. So appreciate you guys for sticking around. I'll see you in the next one. Safe travels. Have a good one.